What's going on, guys? I've recently decided that I'm going to try vegan, or try going vegan, whatever you want to explain the word as. I've tried many diet things over the past year. Not saying none of them didn't work. I mean, they all worked for the most part. Yeah, I'm trying to think of one diet that didn't work. Low carb diet work. Low carb diet may have worked as a preface because calories were restricted. So any of you guys want to completely spin the bandwagon that I'm advocating low carb versus anything, that's not the case. I've tried calorie restricting, that worked. I've tried in minimal amounts. I'm not talking like I dropped 30 pounds on each diet. Actually, with the low carb, I dropped about 30 to 35. That was what I first tried, which, like I said, was calorie restricted. I didn't know that at the time, but then I looked back at it and it was. With the calorie restriction and intermittent fasting, I lost 5 pounds. Now, whether or not you want to attribute that to intermittent fasting or calorie restriction, that's up to you. I'm not going to get into what I thought about intermittent fasting unless you guys want me to make a video on that, because I mainly made this video to explain why I'm going vegan, to basically preface that I'll make future videos, seeing what I think about it, how I feel on it. I do expect to feel better because, most people say they do feel better. I don't know, and I'm going to have to, wait the couple weeks to see this out. I don't know what I want to set my calories at. Now, if you ever watch Vegan Gains videos, and he was him and Durian Rider, not that I, look up to these guys as role models, because I do not, because Durian Rider can get on my last nerves because he comes off as a bigot sometimes. No offense to him, but he does. I mean, he's got to realize that. And then Vegan Gains, he's a good guy, but he's kind of the same way with his worst of the fitness industries. Sometimes I think he comes off too harsh to some, not all, to some, that he just comes off a lot more critical. Like, for example, when his Rich Piana, worst of the fitness industry, he makes fun of him for his nutrition advice and all kinds of stuff. And Rich Piana, he's a good guy. He's telling you what worked for him. He's completely open about his steroid use, which I will let many of you know if you guys know who Rich Piana is, or if you guys watch any other fitness channels on YouTube. He's one of the very few that are honest about their steroids. He's not one of the very few that are on steroids. Let me tell you, there are many on steroids. To be honest, most of them, when they say they're full natty, full natural, no steroids whatsoever, that's complete bullshit. Let's be honest. That's fine. I don't have no problem. Rich Piana's on steroids, and I wish more people would, quit this whole, oh God, if you do steroids, you're a cheater movement. I mean, unless of course it's in the professional sports industry. But if you're bodybuilding, the reason they do this is because there's been such a negative attachment to it that people, they're not going to buy their supplements if they come out and say that they're on steroids. And Rich Piana, in the other case, actually uses his supplements, which is something also very rare. And he actually, open about his steroids. That's number 2. And third of all, he lets everyone completely know that his supplements will help, but most importantly, as a balanced diet. And since he's open about his steroids, he makes no joke about it that the reason he's as big as he is because of anabolics. So that's pretty obvious. But back to my main point about going vegan. I'm mainly going vegan because I recently was made aware through Vegan Gains, through documentaries, through my own research about what really does happen in the industrialized farm, what do you call it? Sector, I guess that's the word I would use. And it's very ridiculous. I would hope that many of you would go watch a documentary, do your own research. Don't just watch just one, because we all know you want as many sources as you can. But gosh, some of the things they do with when they stun the animals and they hoist them up and slaughter them, and so some of the conditions of these things, like, sometimes they inject some of these cows so big that they can't even walk because they have steroids so they grow more meat. I mean, how awful was that? And if an animal is sick half the time in these industrialized farms, if they got an infection, oh, we can't sell the meat now because it's going to be infected. Oh, so what do? We just kill the cow and get rid of him. I mean, that, and because veterinary, like, going to the vet cost, getting medicine and help for an animal just like a human, I mean, it costs money. So they're just going to toss them to the wayside. Many places you could probably see it's dead animals. They just toss them away like trash. I mean, that's just inhumane in so many ways. But like I said, I'm going to do this as kind of a touch and feel experiment. So I mean, maybe in 2 weeks, I just completely change heart and I'm like, well, not all industrial farms are like this, and we're all just, maybe I'll make up some excuse and say, you know what, sorry guys, couldn't do it, miss meat too much, so I'm going to go back to eating that. But I'm actually going to give it a real shot, and I'm going to try and make as many vegan choices as possible. If I somehow screw up and choose the wrong thing that I'll learn in my research that wasn't vegan, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm obviously not going to choose any meat, but if you choose something that accidentally has whey in it, like I think of vanilla wafers, no, I think they have whey in them, if I'm almost positive. I've seen that in one of the documentaries, and you wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think they have any dairy like whey product like that. But like I said, yeah, I'm cutting myself off from dairy and from meat. I've restricted myself from many foods before, so I don't think it's going to be hard doing that. The thing that I think will be hard is, I was never a big vegetable eater. I mean, I didn't hate vegetables, I just didn't like them. I would eat them because your mother puts it and says you gotta eat your vegetables. But that's the only challenge. Finding good vegan recipes that are cheap, I think, will also be a challenge. But I'm also a guy that's not, who has a very strict taste, like very strict taste buds. Like, I'm not very picky. Just like today, I made whole grain pasta with a bunch of broccoli. And if any of you guys have ever ate broccoli and spaghetti and, the tomato sauce, it's not the best combination in the world, but it was actually pretty good. I liked it. But I think the biggest challenge I think I'll face is, because I am still, trying to lose some weight. It's not because I'm, think I'm fat or anything. I know I'm not. But I'm trying to, you get the last pounds of stubborn belly fat, as everyone knows what that is. But get those last pounds off. Always, at first when I tried a low carb diet, I was very skeptical of the whole calories in, calories out thing, and I'm still, I don't know how to approach vegan dieting, because I think Vegan Gains eats like 4,000 something calories a day. He also trains 3 hours. Granted, I don't lift weights at this current moment in time. I probably will, but I like to focus when I'm cutting. Even though I'm such a young age and such a young physique, it's not like I'm muscular and having to do bulk and cut. But I like focusing on one. I don't like to focus on building muscle and losing weight at the same time. I think it's too complicated when trying to worry about your protein. I think it's important for you to worry about your protein to maintain muscle. But this whole bull crap about getting enough protein on a vegan diet, that's just ridiculous on so many reasons. You can find your protein just about in any place you really want to look. You got, people want to throw out the nuts and the beans and all that, but it really is a cumulative as far as like the vegetables you eat and stuff like that, because I don't want to really eat that many like walnuts and stuff like that, because they're really high in fat, and I want to keep it as low fat as possible, because I'm definitely going to exceed my carb intake. If you go vegan, you're definitely going to, if you watch your macros, and I know Vegan Gains is one of those people that, says don't watch your macros, that macros are bullcrap, which that's fine. That's his opinion. I kind of like to do whatever the heck I want to do, as the Hodge twins say. Not that I'm saying follow them either, but that's always something they say in their videos. But I don't know where to set my calories at. I use a app to track my calories. But I also, by that I just mean keep total. I actually look at the product versus, just use whatever random shit they got on there, because that's never accurate. But I think I'll probably try stick around the maintenance recommendation instead of the weight loss, and see what that gets me. That way I have enough energy, because I think calorie restriction with the vegan diet is going to be very difficult compared to, it's not very fair, I think, to the vegan diet, because a lot of vegan advocates say don't worry about calories, just you need to be worried about getting enough versus not getting any. So I'm going to get the maintenance amount, which I think for my height and my weight is like 2,800, 2,400 odds, somewhere in there. I always used to look at the weight loss one, so I can't remember which one it was. Even though when I was losing weight on other diets, I usually cut my calories to about 1,800. That's about as far as you want to go. You don't want to go much lower than that, or you really are starving yourself. 1,800 is pretty bare minimum. And I think I'll get about, you don't need that much protein, man. I know I'm not an expert in the fitness industry, so you don't have to listen to my advice, but I promise you don't need that much protein as you think. This whole 1 pound per body weight, no. I mean, obviously if you're building muscle, you need more than 50 grams, which I think is the daily recommendation. But you don't need your whole freaking body weight in grams of protein, Jesus. And but like I said, I'm going to try going vegan. I'll let you guys know in the following weeks how I feel, if I see any weight loss results from it. If I don't see any weight loss results from it, I'll cut my calories. If I do see weight loss at any shape, form, or fashion, even if it's only half a pound, I'll sustain those calories, make sure I like it. If somehow I'm eating too low of calories, I feel like shit, I'm going to boost my calories. And as long as I'm not gaining weight on it, I'm going to, keep going. I mean, unless I somehow, have a change of heart that I all of a sudden don't care about animals anymore. I just would rather see them suffer than, eat meat. I know this video is getting really long now, so I'm going to try and wrap it up because I've kind of just rambled on. But it's not to make the video longer, it's just kind of because I'm trying to share my thoughts. But like I said, I'm going to share with you guys of what my experiences are, because just to give, some people more video content to go by. Like I said, I'm going to go strictly vegan. I will make sure at all possible that everything I eat, qualifies as vegan. No dairy products, no whey products, no meat products, most important. Like I said, I'm going to try and balance out the vegetables and the fruits with the whole grains. And I'll let you guys know what I think. Hopefully you guys want to see what happens if I notice something's wrong, if I feel like I can manipulate it with my caloric intake. I will try and fix that problem. I'm going to continue running, in the morning as I do. I'm probably going to do this with intermittent fasting. It's not because I think that's the optimal way to lose weight. Honestly, it's because I tried it, and it's it's just a quick view, because I know this video is getting really freaking long now. Intermittent fasting, it's a lot easier to do on my schedule. You get your 4-6 hours of eating, get it in, and you're done with it. And I think it's a lot easier to not be hungry later in the day. You don't have to worry about whether or not something fits your motherfucking macros, because you just can't eat just to keep your fasting going. I'm going to see how that goes. I'm going to make sure that I don't lose any muscle, because I'm not going to lift weights, but I'm going to make sure, that my muscle is being maintained and not, catabolized or whatever. So if you guys want to see more of these videos, you will hopefully see them and will hopefully watch them. If you don't want to see them, I'm very sorry, and if I offended any meat eaters, I'm also very sorry as well. If you eat meat still, you're not a bad person. Trust me, I'm not going to be that hypocritical. It's just my choice. I think a lot of you need to research, look where your meat comes from, look how they treat your animals, and consider taking into account the path that I've chosen, and hopefully I can stick with it. If I can't stick with it, oh well, I'll make a video, saying why I can't, and just want to see where it goes. Thanks, guys.